Good evening and thank you for joining us on India Business Hour. I'm Parikshit Luthra and here are the headlines we are tracking at this hour.
Together, we shall demonstrate that democracy is better and democracy deliver.
In an hour-long address to the US Congress, Prime Minister Modi says the India-US partnership will define the 21st century, doubts the power of democracies in a speech punctuated by applause on multiple occasions.
काश मुझ में भी गाने की कला होती तो मैं भी आपको कुछ सुनाता.
President Biden hosts a glittering star-studded state dinner for Prime Minister Modi. Mukesh Ambani, Anand Mahindra, Tim Cook, Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella, Sam Altman and Zerodha's Nikhil Kamath were among the nearly 400 guests invited for dinner. US semiconductor maker Micron will get dollar-for-dollar incentives for its Gujarat plant, says IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw. Adds that Foxconn and Vedanta have been asked to submit a fresh proposal. Expects one more major semiconductor unit to be announced in the next 12 months. Stock markets end the day and the week with losses. All sectoral indices end in the red for the week. IT stocks slide after Accenture tightens revenue outlook. Adani Group stocks see a sharp fall. 17 opposition parties come together in Patna and pledge to fight the 2024 Lok Sabha elections together. Strategy will be chalked out at a meeting in Shimla next month. Union Home Minister Amit Shah dismisses the meeting, calling it a photo op. US drug regulator says it is unfortunate to see data integrity issues resurface in India. Top official Sarah McMullen tells CNBC-TV18 quality culture remains a concern. That's an exclusive. More than 72% of the 2,000 rupee notes have returned to the banking system, say sources. This amounts to 2.6 lakh crore rupees. The window to exchange or deposit closes on the 30th of September. More trouble for Byju after Deloitte resigned as the company's auditor, along with 3 directors on the board. Sources say the government has ordered an inspection to probe governance lapses last week. Byju denies the report and calls it speculative. Food Corporation of India says open market sale of rice and wheat will resume in a bid to cool rising prices. Wheat will be up for sale from the 28th of June and rice from the 5th of July. Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw says the investigation into the Odisha triple train accident is progressing significantly. Expects a final output from the probe soon. Also adds that the focus is to ensure the world standards on rail safety. All 5 people on board the Titanic submersible are believed to have been killed in a catastrophic implosion. Major fragments of the vessel, including its tailbone, were found in the debris. The sub went missing last Sunday, 1 hour and 45 minutes into its scheduled 11-hour dive to the wreckage of the Titanic. Tech and defense deals, a thrust on dialogue and diplomacy, an invocation of democratic values at the US Congress. It's the home stretch of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first state visit to the United States. Both Modi and Biden believe this visit could herald a new chapter in the relationship. Delivering an hour-long speech before US lawmakers, Prime Minister Modi said the Indo-US partnership will define the 21st century. Prime Minister Modi also touted the power of democracies in a speech punctuated by applause on multiple occasions. It was not just business and bilaterals. There was plenty of banter as well at a gala state dinner hosted by President Biden, which saw a star-studded gathering. But this visit was largely about big business deals and India and US expanding cooperation on defense, semiconductors, technology, space, among others. India and US have laid out their technology partnership for the future. Let's look at semiconductors first. Micron will set up a semiconductor assembly and testing facility in the state of Gujarat. Micron, the central government and Gujarat, all of them together will invest $2.75 billion in this project. Another investment coming in from Applied Materials, which will be investing $400 million in a semiconductor innovation center in India. Lam Research will be training 60,000 Indian engineers in semiconductor fabrication. Let's look at defense now. Defense Industrial Cooperation saw a big breakthrough. GHAL have signed an MOU on co-production of F414 engines. This deal will enable greater technology transfer than ever before. India has also announced that it will be procuring 31 MQ-9B Sea Guardian drones from General Atomics. This could be a $3 billion deal. The US Navy has also signed a mastership repair agreement with L&T and is finalizing deals with Mazgaon Dock and Goa Shipyard as well. A new defense industrial cooperation roadmap has also been agreed upon for greater supply chain linkages between defense companies in India and the United States. Now, thirdly, with regard to space cooperation, India has signed the Artemis Accords, 26-nation grouping for exploration of Moon, Mars and beyond. NASA and ISRO will work on launching a joint effort to International Space Station in 2024. They have also agreed upon a strategic framework for human spaceflight cooperation by the end of 2023. Fourthly, let's look at the mineral sector. India's Epsilon Carbon will invest $650 million in an EV battery component factory in the United States. This would be the largest ever Indian investment in an electric vehicle battery sector in the United States. India has also entered the Minerals Security Partnership, which is a 12-nation plus Europe grouping aimed at diversifying and securing critical mineral supply chains. Fifthly, in the aviation sector, Boeing has announced a $100 million investment in programs to train pilots in India. The sixth point, this is good news for Indian skilled professionals. The US will be launching a pilot project for domestic renewal of H-1B and L visa holders. US will open new consulates in Bengaluru and Ahmedabad, and India would be opening a new consulate in Seattle. Seventhly, in the field of optical fiber, Sterlite Technologies has invested $100 million in an optical fiber manufacturing unit in South Carolina. And finally, US and India also launched a $2 million grant program for joint development and commercial applications of artificial intelligence and quantum technology. So this visit has definitely given a big boost to our trade and industrial partnership.
Toast to our partnership, to our people, to the possibilities that lie ahead, to two great friends, two great nations, and two great powers. Cheers.
It was a toast to remember as the leaders from both the nations raised their glasses at the state dinner hosted in honor of Prime Minister Modi.
मेहमान नवाजी से प्रभावित होकर कई बार आपके मेहमान गाना भी गाने लगते हैं। काश मुझ में भी गाने की कला होती तो मैं भी आपको कुछ सुनाता।
But before the banter, it was strictly business. President Biden and Prime Minister Modi held bilateral talks at the White House. A flurry of deals across defense, artificial intelligence and aerospace were announced.
हमने निर्णय लिया है कि व्यापार से जुड़े लंबित मुद्दों को समाप्त कर नई शुरुआत की जाए। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, सेमीकंडक्टर्स, स्पेस, क्वांटम और टेलीकॉम जैसे क्षेत्रों में अपना सहयोग बढ़ाकर हम एक मजबूत और फ्यूचरिस्टिक साझेदारी की रचना कर रहे हैं। अमेरिका की माइक्रोन, गूगल तथा एप्लाइड मटेरियल जैसी कंपनियों द्वारा भारत में निवेश करने का निर्णय इस फ्यूचरिस्टिक साझेदारी का प्रतीक है।
We're straightforward with each other and we respect each other. One of the fundamental reasons that I believe the U.S.-China relationship is not in the space it is in the U.S.-Indian relationship is that there's an overwhelming respect for each other because we're both democracies.
Prime Minister Modi was also questioned by a Wall Street Journal reporter on alleged religious discrimination in India.
मुझे आश्चर्य हो रहा है कि आप कह रहे हैं कि लोग कहते हैं नहीं भारत डेमोक्रेसी है और जैसा राष्ट्रपति बाइडेन ने कहा भारत और अमेरिका दोनों के डीएनए में लोकतंत्र है.
Prime Minister Modi reiterated India's commitment to democratic values while addressing a joint session of the US Congress. His one-hour-long speech was punctuated with applause and standing ovations.
Every 100 miles, our cuisine changes. From dosa to aloo paratha, and from Srikhand to Sandesh. We enjoy all of these. We are home to all faiths in the world, and we celebrate all of them.
After the political and diplomatic commitments, it was time for Prime Minister Modi to attend a star-studded state dinner hosted by the Bidens. Top business leaders from India and US were in attendance. This included Neeta and Mukesh Ambani.
It's a historic visit for both our countries.
Anand Mahindra, Zerodha's Nikhil Kamath, and global CEOs like Alphabet's Sundar Pichai, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, Sam Altman of OpenAI, among others. Both President Biden and Prime Minister Modi believe this state visit will herald a new chapter in Indo-US ties. Bureau Report, CNBC-TV18. US Semiconductor major Micron will get dollar-for-dollar incentives, says IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw. He spoke to Shireen Bhan about Micron's investment in Gujarat to set up a semiconductor testing facility. Vaishnaw also spoke about Vedanta and Foxconn submitting a fresh proposal. He expects one more big announcement on semiconductors in 12 months.
On the Foxconn and Vedanta proposal, we have asked them to resubmit under the new window so that it can be evaluated afresh, and once they resubmit their proposal, we will be able to evaluate it and give the correct assessment. We promised to the country that within 14 to 16 months, we should have the first major breakthrough. And I'm so glad that our Prime Minister has guided us throughout this process. From every step of the process, he has taken personal reviews, he has taken multiple reviews, and today we are at a very good milestone, which is the announcement of Micron's first semiconductor unit. In the next 12 months from now, we should be able to have at least one more major semiconductor unit announced.
And you can catch that full interview with Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw at 9:30 p.m. right here on CNBC TV18. Let's shift our focus to markets this week. Stock markets end the day and the week with losses. All sectoral indices end in the red for the week. IT stocks slide after Accenture tightens its revenue outlook. Adani Group stocks also saw a sharp fall. More trouble for EdTech giant Byju's. Sources say that Ministry of Corporate Affairs had ordered an inspection of the company last week. Sources have told CNBC-TV18 that the government ordered the probe, citing governance lapses within the company. Byju's has called the report speculative. Remember, Deloitte resigned as the company's auditor, along with 3 directors on the board. Over 72% of 2,000 rupee notes in circulation have been returned to the banking system in the past 1 month, according to sources. Sapna Das joins us now with the details. Sapna, what are your sources telling you?
I think the 2,000 rupee notes are coming back in the system at a great pace. Exactly a month since RBI started the withdrawal campaign, May 23rd and June 23rd, the numbers are very visible. 2.62 lakh crore worth of these high denomination currency notes have already been either exchanged or deposited. The value of the total currency notes which need to be withdrawn is 3.62 lakh odd crore, which means that over 72% of these notes have been returned and barely around 27.6 odd percent remains to be returned. And you have over 3 months left to do that because the September 30th deadline doesn't change as of now. Probably this is an indication of the fact that there aren't any ground level issues in terms of exchanging or depositing these notes. The process has been extremely smooth this time, so to speak. And hence, RBI is urging its customers to not wait for the September 30th timeline to return these notes. Do it as quickly as possible. Barely 1 lakh odd crore will remain to be returned, and this can be done earlier, despite the fact that the September 30th deadline is not changing as of now.
All right. Thanks very much, Sapna, for joining us with that important update on the 2,000 rupee notes. Moving on, the US drug regulator has said that it is unfortunate to see data integrity issues resurface in India. Speaking to CNBC-TV18's US FDA top official Sarah McMullen said that quality culture in India remains a concern. She was speaking at a summit organized by the Indian Pharma Association.
I think one of the things, and it's been highlighted here at this conference this week as well, is quality culture and ensuring that firms implement quality cultures that can retain a consistent state of compliance. A lot of times facilities are at a marginal state of compliance, and so that might result in one compliant inspection, one non-compliant inspection, and it really gives a lot of variability, and it's hard for us to trust the consistent quality coming from those facilities. What we would prefer is for firms to retain a higher state of quality so that even fluctuations would still keep them above a minimum state of compliance. Globally, there's always concerns with quality, but I think in India specifically, we're seeing a high number of facilities that are non-compliant. And as I was mentioning earlier, a lot of that's coming because we're in facilities that were previously non-compliant, so we would expect to see a higher average. But we also would expect and hope that over the 2 years of the pandemic, that some of the corrective actions could have been implemented in a way that would have been more consistent with maintaining a state of quality in the facilities.
India's top pharma executives also spoke at the same event. Lupin's Nilesh Gupta said it hurts to hear about incidents involving cough syrups and eye drops, adding that few companies are tarnishing the name of the industry. Other top executives also spoke about quality and expansion. Sun Pharma's Dilip Sangvi believes the industry can grow at a 12 to 15% rate every year.
When we lay out our organizational priorities, we lay out the numbers, the number one priority always is quality and compliance, getting to a satisfactory state, maintaining that satisfactory state of quality and compliance. You hear about cough syrups and you hear about, eye drops and the like. It actually hurts because that's not the standard of the industry. The industry together is actually at a much better level than that. It's obviously a few players that are then tarnishing the name of the entire industry. Building of that quality and building a culture of quality, that will never be done. And I think that is personal. It's personal to each organization.
Pharma industry grows by at least a few percentage more than the GDP growth. We have opportunity to grow this industry by at least 12 to 15% every year in India. Indian companies don't have any significant presence in biologics. And if you see the top 10 products in the world, then increasingly larger number of products are all biologics. How do we start innovating? And how do we start bringing products which are new, which fulfill unmet medical needs of patients and can be sold globally?
And time for a short break, but coming up, 17 opposition parties come together in Patna and pledge to fight the 2024 Lok Sabha elections together. More details when we are back. The big political story now. Leaders from 17 opposition parties congregate in Patna to chalk out a roadmap for general elections in 2024. Hosted by Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, the meeting included leaders from Congress, Trinamool, Aam Aadmi Party, DMK, NCP, Uddhav Thackeray, Shiv Sena, among others. Leaders like Rahul Gandhi said that opposition parties can come together and defeat the BJP in the next general election. Mamata Banerjee also claimed that opposition will unite for the elections. However, some cracks were already visible. Aam Aadmi Party did not attend the press conference and slammed the Congress Party for not denouncing the union government's ordinance curtailing the powers of the Delhi government.
तमिलनाडु में स्ट्रेटजी क्या होना चाहिए, यूपी में क्या होना, बिहार में क्या होना, कश्मीर में क्या होना, ऐसा हर जगह, महाराष्ट्र में क्या, ये ऐसा सभी स्ट्रेटजी करके एक निर्णय लेंगे और आगे भी फिर इस यूनिटी को बढ़ाने के लिए हम लोग पूरे काम करेंगे। एक होकर, एकजुट होकर 2024 की लड़ाई हमको लड़ना है।
We are united. हम लोग एक है। दूसरी बात है, we will fight unitedly. ये दूसरी बात है, हम लोग एक साथ में लड़ेंगे। तीसरी बात ये हुआ है कि हमारा लड़ाई, हमको अपोजिशन मत बोलो, हम लोग भी देश का सिटीजन है।
सब लोगों ने माना है कि हम लोग मिलकर के चलेंगे और देश के हित में है। अभी जो भी शासन में है वो देश के हित में काम नहीं कर रहे और सारे इतिहास को बदल रहे हैं। आजादी की लड़ाई को भी भुलवा देंगे। तो एक एक चीज जो काम हो रहा है उस सबको लेकर के सबकी चिंता है, इसलिए सब लोग एकजुट रहेंगे। तो आज बहुत अच्छे ढंग से बातचीत हो गई है।
हिंदुस्तान की नींव पर आक्रमण हो रहा है, फाउंडेशन पर, इंस्टीट्यूशंस पर, आवाज पर बीजेपी और आरएसएस आक्रमण कर रही है। मैंने मीटिंग में भी कहा यह विचारधारा की लड़ाई है और इसमें हम सब एक साथ खड़े हैं।
शिमला में अगली बैठक होगी, उसमें हम लोग आगे के और कार्यक्रम किस तरह से क्या हो वो हम लोग तय करेंगे, चर्चा करेंगे। एक होकर के लड़ना है। देश की जनता बोलते थे कि भाई वोट है आप लोगों का, लेकिन आप लोग मिलते नहीं, एकजुट आप लोग नहीं होते हैं, वोट बढ़ जाता है।
आज इस गणराज्य को इनका रूप बदलना चाहते हैं, इसकी चरित्र बदलना चाहते हैं भाजपा की ये सरकार के चलते हुए कि ये एक फांसीवादी हिंदुत्व राष्ट्र के रूप में इसको जो है बदलने की पूरी कोशिश है। जो हम समझते हैं कि हमारी पूरी इतिहास राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन की, हमारी आजादी की, सबको मिटाकर इस तरीके की व्यवस्था ले आना चाहते हैं जिसके चलते हुए पूरे संविधान के स्तंभों के ऊपर हमला हो रहा है।
पटना में एक फोटो सेशन चल रहा है, सारे विपक्ष के नेता एक मंच पर इकट्ठा हो रहे हैं और संदेश देना चाहते हैं कि हम भारतीय जनता पार्टी को, एनडीए को और मोदी जी को चैलेंज करेंगे। मैं सारे विपक्ष के नेताओं को एक कहना चाहता हूं, कितने भी हाथ मिला दो, आपकी एकता कभी संभव नहीं है।
And Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw says the investigation into the Odisha triple train accident have been progressing significantly. Speaking to CNBC-TV18, the minister said he expects a final output from the probe to come out soon.
We have very, very sincere and scientific approach towards improving safety in railways. The current incident, the recent sad incident, the tragic incident, the investigation in that is being done in 3 different ways. One is the internal technical investigation of railways itself. Second is the statutory body, the CRS, Commissioner of Rail Safety. They are doing their investigation in railways. That's a body which is outside railways. Third is, of course, the CBI investigation which is going on. All the investigations are progressing significantly, and we do think that in the coming weeks and very soon we should get the final output from those investigations.
Rising food grain prices in the retail market has prompted the government to start open market sale of wheat and rice as part of its market intervention program. Abhimanyu Sharma joins us with more details.
Rising retail prices of food grain across India has prompted market intervention from the government side once again. The Food Corporation of India is going to engage in open market sale of wheat and rice once again to check the rising retail prices of both wheat as well as rice. The first round of auction for the open market sale will begin very soon, and 4 LMT wheat and 5 LMT rice will be put up for auction. It remains to be seen whether the government will have to engage in any further market interventions, even as the FCI chief has said that all options remain open with the government. He referred to RBI's MPC's meeting, which had said that beyond 6% food inflation is unacceptable, and hence FCI as well as the government is trying to ensure that food inflation is kept in check at the earliest. All options remain open with the government, be it reduction of import duty on wheat as well as offering of further wheat and rice for open market sale. As of now, the government has a reserve of 87 LMT wheat and 292 LMT rice, which is available for future interventions beyond the buffer requirements which are set by the union government.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of India Business Hour. Thank you for watching. News continues right here on CNBC TV 18.